I'm Vila here with Andrea, and we are talking about the method of the dance of the radiant cross. So, Andrea, you have been working with this method for about, what, 6, 8 months, something like that?
Yes, actively hands-on working with it for about 6 or 8 months.
And what would you say has been the biggest impact of using this dance for yourself in your life?
Oh gosh, the biggest impact has probably been how I have been able to identify and grasp and hold on to things that in the past I would rather just ignore and push aside and I'm able to really hold on to areas where I may be self-sabotaging or preventing myself from growing into.
So when you say hold on to, are you meaning like you want to keep those places?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, these are things that have held me back in the past that I didn't want to acknowledge. Typically ways that I deal with confrontation, specifically for me, and the dance I've witnessed has affected people differently. But specifically for me, it has allowed me to not hide from my previous coping mechanisms. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So meaning that things that were kind of under the surface in the past that were causing problems, you're saying it helped you understand what those are and make conscious choices about them.
Make conscious choices about how to handle them in a healthy way rather than an avoidance way.
Amazing.
Yes, it has been.
So, and you are a mama.
4.
So have you found that working with the Dance of the Radiant Cross is helpful in the world of parenting and family?
Oh man, I feel like I am so much more patient with my children than I was before. It has, I think, by allowing me to learn about myself and how I handle things, it has allowed me to be much more empathetic and much more compassionate with raising my children.
Wow.
Because it has allowed me to be able to witness how they handle things and also, I guess, to help them a little bit recognize that in themselves too. Yeah.
Amazing. Have they noticed a difference?
My husband has. My husband walks around the house saying, "Wow, we don't yell anymore. Like, there's a lot less yelling in this house than there used to be." And I'm like, "Yes, there is, isn't there? Yes, yeah."
Very cool. So people watching this video may be interested in checking out our next Dance Open event. So that's the live event where I'll be, showing them, taking them through the Dance of the Radiant Cross method. So anything you would want to say to people who are considering coming in for that?
Yes. There's no way of knowing exactly what you'll get from it, but it will be beneficial. It will change your life for the better, and you will not regret saying yes to this.
Awesome. And so also, so you were somebody that did a lot of the group work. Did you find that particularly beneficial?
I can't imagine not doing the group work. Yeah, the way that it was given to us was so beneficial. Working with that group of people was imperative to my success with this program personally. I can't say the same for everyone, but I would highly recommend trying it with a group because it was having those people to work with and help work with you. It was, yeah.
Well, I think part of why the group work is so helpful is that when you're doing your inner work, it's like you're looking inside, right? So you're kind of trying to see yourself from the inside out and the outside in, and it's not always a clear view, And so I think part of what's so cool about, having the practice partner structure and having the group to kind of witness and hold space for each other is that then sometimes it's a lot easier to see you know, as somebody else is working through something. And so then their aha moments or their breakthroughs, you know, it's like, you're like, oh yeah, I could totally see that coming. Where you don't necessarily see it the same way from within. And so you learn a lot more about yourself and about, you know, the process by witnessing each other and supporting each other. Did you find that to be true for you?
I absolutely did. My specific partner, we actually found a lot of parallels in our path, which was, of course, why we were put together, but we didn't know that ahead of time.
Yeah.
And then also working with a group helped to keep me accountable for staying in the program rather than trying to step back or maybe not take as many steps forward as I possibly could, falling back on old habits and patterns.
Well, that's a really good point. I'm glad you brought that up because, you know, that's kind of the whole, you know, what we're working to counteract, right? Is where when we hit our stuff, we hit the icky yuckies, we hit the stickies, you know, we hit the places that we have been trying to avoid and we want to like keep away as much as possible. It's really easy to be like, oh, look, I'm so busy. Oh, life just happened. So guess I can't work on that thing. See ya.
But if you have a set appointment and you have someone else that you're walking with down this path that's there to be like, okay, we have our meeting set for today. I really need to do this work. I'm so glad you're there to help me, hold me, and work with me. It keeps you on track.
Exactly. And then with that, we're also building a community and building a language, you know, and I think that's something I know you have shared with your partner too, that you've stayed in connection with each other and continue to do this work together. Yeah.
Yes, we actually have been talking about stepping back into the dance together.
Nice.
Yep.
So then, you know, and of course, you know, for me, I've been sharing it with my husband and, you know, people that we are going to be sharing, you know, community space with. And so what's really fun is we have this common language. And so then when it's like, when stuff comes up or we hit a spot, even amongst us, you know, not just in our own personal stuff, but in what we're trying to co-create together, it's like, oh, we can use this method to gain clarity and open up a safe and respectful space for ourselves and each other in that. So I feel like that, you know, there's so much in that the world is lacking, you know, big time.
Yes.
Yeah. So anything else you'd like to say?
No, I think that covered it all. It's a beautiful program, highly effective, and
I have one more question for you. So have you found, how did you find it with working online? Was that?
Yeah, working online was great. The website is easy to follow, and the videos are concise and broken up into bite-sized pieces that I can fit into any part of my day, and everything blends together. I mean, everybody at this point is proficient, I think, with Zoom. So, so working with my partner online did not feel disconnected or at all stunted our progress. Yeah,
Great.
Online was very well put together.
Yeah, and it allows you to be, you know, obviously in the comfort of your own home and kind of in a space. Part of what I like about the online work, of course, I love in-person work as well, but what's kind of fun about when you're online is that you are in your own space. And so it's not like, you know, you're going somewhere else and having this experience of going to these deep places within yourself in a different space. You're in your own space. And so it kind of sets that pattern and sets that signal to your, you know, your various levels of consciousness that it's like, this is something I can do for me, with me, right here, right now. Like, it doesn't have to be like, oh, I have to go to this other place and be around these certain people. I can actually do it right here, right now.
Yes, and it actually made it a little easier to be vulnerable in my own space, in my pajamas. Just when I needed to, I could get up and just move my body. And, you know, I knew all of the nurturing teas and things I had on hand and whatever my system needed at that moment to help me work through that sticky part was readily available because I was at home and I knew that I was safe and warm and protected and had everything I could possibly need. So actually, yeah, it was actually probably a little easier
Yeah.
doing it that way.
Well, I love how you just rattled off that list because, those were some very key principles in working with this method, which is, having really opening up a space that feels very safe and supportive for yourself. And that's you doing that with you. So it's not anyone else creating that space for you. It's that you're learning the skill of having that capacity to open up that space whenever you decide to. So, that's all it takes is going, oh, I want, like I'm craving that kind of warm, safe, supportive space for myself. And I can just do that. And with that, the nurturing that comes with it, having, the little things like you were mentioning, the tea and the blankies and the whatever that's going to help you, that's going to buoy you in the way that's needed to go to those challenging places and feel like you've got what you need to go there.
Very cool. Because it's all about you doing the work for yourself. You're supported by your group and your partner and the process, but ultimately it's a choice that you have to make so that you can get to the next level.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Andrea. It's been lovely
Thank you.
chatting with you, and more dancing to come.